there. 1 minute. I mean, it's been a while. I'm hoping people can see me and hear me and say things like Mastodon is cooler than Blue Sky. I guess. YouTube looks okay too. So I don't remember this t-shirt. If you can hear me, then say in chat Bananarama. Thank you. Thank you. I'm back. Yes, thank you, Asgrim the Mighty. Awesome. I'm back. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear my aircon going behind me, but I don't think I've got much choice at this point. If I'm honest, it's melting here. That's going there. That's going there. Yep. Back. I'm gonna take a look at Mago. I think that's the right way to. I can't hear your aircon over the noise of my aircon. I think we have matching aircons as well, so that's good. I don't know if anyone's. We do have somebody on YouTube. That's cool. We've got Marco on YouTube. We've got BK on YouTube. Dual look, Mum, I'm dual streaming. This is awesome. I think YouTube's quite a lot laggier than Twitch though. Right before we start, new dog. Where's old dog? Old dog's behind me, which you can't see. New dog. New dog. Say hello, new dog. What's this? Say hello, new dog. Anyway, we are going to take a look at Mago, and we're going to see how it works on a oh, I need to make somebody an admin on YouTube. Marco, you're an admin on YouTube, right? We're going to take a look at how Mago, which I think I've pronounced correctly, is going to look, and what's it going to say about a tool that I literally just created using Claude Code. So just to see like how, well, I'm streaming on the Rove account, so you should be, sorry, add as moderator, manage and moderator, save. Kat, are you staying on YouTube? I'll add you as a moderator too. Moderator is can manage blocked words and change live chat modes, which is, and also, yeah, that's fine. There we go. We have mods. Anyway, yeah, so Mago, I have used this a reasonable amount, but in all honesty, I've kind of used it in trust because the people who have recommended it to me have told me it's good, and I trust those people because I work with them and they seem to be knowing what they're talking about. And I may be an idiot for doing that. Who knows? But I do trust them. So I wanted to actually take a look at a code base that I've been using and see what problems it finds, given that I've just generated this code base literally using Cloud Code. So I've created this really, anyone who's been around the stream for a while, Binary Kitten particularly, see a few others in the chat. No, I love an overlay, right? I absolutely love an overlay. And then my old overlay system stopped working. So I just created this really simple overlay system that lets me create overlays. Then, so this is the try and see overlay, and then trigger them with an API. So I can trigger the overlays using a button on my Steam Deck, and we get the overlay triggered, and everything's great. So we've written this like about 6 times on this stream at this point, but I couldn't get the old one working. So it just uses Laravel and Laravel Cloud to host it, and whatever is the default WebSocket package for Laravel WebSocket package. Broadcasting. There's like just a default thing that just works these days. Reverb, I guess. Because it's hosted on Laravel Cloud. So Reverb comes for free when you're hosting on Laravel Cloud. And yeah, I just wanted to take a look at Mago and figure out exactly what was happening. And is this, what code's it done? So I guess, this is my brother's website for his driving business. Recent projects, Laravel, Laravel. Okay, cool. So yeah, Claude's just generated all this for me off the top of its beautiful little head. And I only told it a few things to use. I told it to use echo, reverb. I told it to use Laravel, obviously. I think this is on a really old version of Laravel because I updated it in order to host it. Of course I did. It was on a really old one because I wrote this ages ago and then upgraded it. And yeah, I have no idea how Claude has written this. Like, is this going to be any good? Like, I haven't even looked at anything to do with what it's done. So yeah, I guess we'll get Mago to take a look at it and see what kind of problems it finds, and then see if we can fix them, or do we get Claude to fix them? Who knows? I don't know what this is using. So let's pull this up here. You have new mail. Oh, that's the demo we wrote for what did I call it again? Laravel. That's such a confusing word. Let's fire up Claude and find out what Claude thinks is going on here. Anyone using Claude Code, or is anyone coding using coding agents in PHP? And if so, what coding agents are you finding good? Yes, Binary Kitten, it is melting. I have my aircon right here. Thankfully. Thank you, Twilio, for paying for my aircon all those years ago. And yeah, let me know what coding agents you're using. I'm using Claude. So let's just say this. Remind me what tech stack this app uses for front and back end. Please use bullet points like I'm a 10-year-old child with no attention span. Thank you, Claude. Claude enthusiast. Yeah, I'm a Claude enthusiast. I must admit. I had a very interesting conversation with my client. Oh yeah, while we're here, I'm officially looking for work. I am finishing my current contract with my customer at the end of July. So if anyone has any work that they want doing, then this is a great time to be showing off. But yeah, I would love to find some more work. Otherwise, I'll take a full-time job. I'm not particularly concerned, but yeah, it's all good. So short and sweet, PHP 8.4, Laravel 13, the big boss framework. Like, in future, keep your pithy opinions to yourself, please. Higher GH, indeed, Supernova. Indeed. Laravel Reverb, so that's the WebSockets. Brilliant. And Pest, awesome. Front end, we got Alpine JS, we've got Tailwind, we've got Vite, which is all very standard. Laravel Echo, which is the reverb part of the JS, I know that. And we're using animate.css. Yeah, I'm using CSS animations to animate. Thank you. Claude, you're updating all points to new are back. Have you installed Laravel Boost? I have not installed Laravel Boost. Don't be nasty to the AI overlords, otherwise they will take over. When they take over, they'll kill you first. Correct. I agree. So okay, you can use your pithy opinion. So Laravel at the back, Alpine and Tailwind, and real-time sockets. Awesome. Good. We've done something pretty standard. So let's open a new window, because you know full well we're going to be needing Claude again, right? I have installed Mago. It's working. So has anyone used Mago here? Recommend Boost. Right, let me open that in a tab. We'll take a look later. Laravel Boost. Like Cadbury's Biscuit Boost. Boost, Boost, Biscuit Boost. We'll take a look at this in a second, but let's not get too distracted too quickly, because I know I will get completely distracted and end up like looking at something that's completely unrelated. Mago for the win, says Mago. Very impressive tool. You said you had me on mute. What a liar. What a liar. Yep. So we're installed. So we have static analysis, very similar to SAM and PHP stand from what I've seen. Looks like it's a very similar tool. LinkedIn and the formatter, but the amazing thing is how quick it is. Like, it's so quick. Boost, yeah. Sorry, I've got my chat on this screen, so if I keep looking this way, I can't figure out how to get YouTube chat and Twitch chat in the same place. So if I'm like, oh, it's because my YouTube chat's all the way over here. Should be, yes, it's on feature parity with Sam, yes. So we'll take a look at that, but we'll do it slowly but surely. Yeah, but here's the killer thing, right? Static analysis, 1.46 seconds. LinkedIn in less than a second. Formatting in less than half a second. So I've got Mago installed locally. So then we need to initialize and then run. Can I do Mago? Is it Mago? Am I pronouncing it correctly? Hello, Matteo. How are you? You can pop out the YouTube chat and put it where you want. Now, see? Brunty coming in with the absolute baller. Oh, look at this. Thank you, Brunty. Where do I put it that it's not like in the way, though? We'll put it here. We'll put it here. Perfect. Thank you. It's the 3 dots, E Welsh, like pen marks. Now there's a man. Now there's a man who I've drunk a number of beers with over the years. Beautiful. Right. Do I need to self-update is the question. And can I self-update? I can. Mago self-update. Yes. Beautiful. Perfect. Now we can do Mago in it, right? Is it pronounced Mago? I mean, there is a thing here, right, which tells you how to pronounce it. Mago. Ma as in mama, go as in go. Mago. Okay, better. It's the 3 dots, E Welsh delight. Not quite parity, particularly for unused code, if I recall correctly. Okay. Well, we can test that, right? We can totally test that. Ask Claude how to pronounce it. Yeah. Yeah, because that probably cost me like £3.75 to figure out how to pronounce it by asking Claude. Okay, we did Mago in it. Welcome. Let's get you set up. I can like not really read down the bottom there. Hang on. Can we like come up here a bit so I can see? Found a composer.json. Use it to auto-configure paths and PHP versions. YES. Yes. Linter configured. Use composer.json to auto-detect framework integrations. Yes. The format automatically rewrites your files to a consistent style. This ends debates about spacing and helps you focus on the code. Do you want to use a formatter? Yes. YES. My dog's barking on the balcony. It's all good. May go to Iceland. Okay. I would say, I don't know what PRCS compatible is. Like, I would always just say PSR 12. I mean, let's just go with the default, right? Who cares? What is PRCS compatible? It'll do. It's fine. Dog barking on the bar. Can somebody mute? Okay, I can do it. It's fine. Can somebody mute Asgrim the Mighty? I'm joking. Oh, is that the latest Fig standard? Thank you very much, Matteo. Very, very interesting, which is why I like hanging out on these streams and learning. Chris Riley, hello, nice to see you. Chris Riley under nines. PRCS is an evolving version of PSR 12. PHP evolving standard. Awesome. PRCS is a PSR 12 update for 8 plus. Thank you. Hello, Craig Simps. Okay, well, where were we? Opt into the smallest possible diff when formatting. Keeps your line breaks intact. Let Mago decide if and sure. Yeah, sure. YES. Use Composer to auto detect analyzer plugins. Yeah. Strictness. Now then, it's the first time that we've had to have something where we make a decision as a team. I've been informed. I have to tell you, it's not actually Brinty, but it's oh, okay. Hi, Emma. Like that makes me feel bad because like I thought that Brinty had come in to hang out with me, but now I know like you're literally getting paid to hang out with me, so makes me feel bad. Makes me feel sad. Maximum strictness. Any takers on maximum strictness? I mean, maximum strictness it is. Nobody else has anything interesting to say. So, would you like to customize individual settings? No. Right? Yes. Okay, cool. We're in. So I guess it's created some kind of file here. Am I in the right folder? Have I just initialized this in the wrong folder? Yeah. Oh, there it is. Mago.toml. Plugin supporting Mago.toml. Yeah, sure. We'll have the Mago plugin. Why not? Don't know what it does, but we'll take it. Blah 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 blah. 8.4.0. That's an old version. I should update that, but that's the problem for another day. Blah blah blah. Okay, so these are all the rules we've gone for. Awesome. I guess it's detected my paths based on the fact that it knows that it's a Laravel app. That's cool. That's cool. Go for it and then suffer it. What's the difference between TOML and YAML, and should I be hating it? TOML's like way more plain text. We used it quite a lot in other projects. And I don't know. I just know that it's like mainly just like .env format, really. Should be 5 levels: relaxed, balanced, strict, maximum, Marco. Is that the real, like, oh, who knows now? Is Is it? Oh, okay, it's fine. Yeah. Hi, Matt Brunt. I don't think that the Twitch chat can see the YouTube chat, so you're kind of talking to yourself. That one's the real one. It is the real one. Let's not get distracted again. Here we go. Okay, so let's lint first, I guess. Like let's take a look here. Let's take a look at the docs again. I mean, formatting first. I believe you can do a dry run, right? So let's see what it finds. 24 files need formatting. Yep, this is because I have not written any of this. I have not even used I've not even used like Command Alt and L, which is what my keys are bound to in PHP Storm to reformat everything. So I guess this is a good place to start as anything. Yeah, format everything. Get it formatted. Let's open a file and see if there's any differences that we can see. Let's find a controller, I guess. A controller. HTTP controllers. Whatever. Who cares? Add edit pane controller. That's going to be pretty long, I would imagine. So what's PHP Storm saying? Duplicate code fragment. I'll be interested to see. Like PHP Storm's got pretty good static analysis as it is. So be interested to see if it picks stuff like that up. But yeah, let's format. Format away. I think you type format C. Like, is that's how you, no, that's not. That's an old joke. That's an old joke, It's not even funny. Okay, so 1, allow possible undefined array keys equals false is deprecated and will be removed in a future release. Prefer strict array index existence equals true. Okay, so I guess we can fix that in the TOML file straight off the bat. Just delete system32, it's easier. It is easier. You still have to end up format C, so it's fine. I guess it is in the Mago.toml, right? So what was it saying? Allow possibly undefined array keys equals false. Allow possibly. Okay, so it's added this from the init. That's interesting. So we delete that and change it to that, right? And now it should format without the warning. No. Failed to parse. Okay, what have I done? What have I done? Like I literally just copy and pasted what it told me from the warning. Not a good start, Gar. Not a good start. Is deprecated and will be removed in a future release. Prefer strict array index existence equals true, which warns more thoroughly. Oh, it was that already there. Did I not read the error message? Oh, yeah, it's telling me. Okay, thank you, George. Yes. Read the error message rather than assume that you've made a problem. Okay. So essentially what this is telling me, if I'm reading this correctly, is I can just remove that key. I think that it's just telling me that I don't need this anymore, right? Are we on the same page? Okay, everything's already formatted. Well, that was easy and very much. I don't want to use Mago in here. I have to tell Claude the same thing. Read the error message code without assuming stuff. Yeah, but I'm like a really lazy human being who has no patience. What's Claude's excuse? Like, does Claude even have an excuse why it doesn't read the error? Is it trying to save me tokens? What on earth is going on? Right, now we want to lint, but I want to dry run, but I think linting doesn't change anything anyway. Guide, let's take a look here. Read in the docs, read in the docs. Both tools find issues, but they operate at different levels. The linter looks at the shape of your code, enforces team conventions, flags, redundant constructs, and suggests more modern syntax. It does not need to know what your code does at runtime. only what it looks like in source. Okay, cool. The analyzer, dog ran past me growling, that's why. Builds a semantic model of your entire code base. It knows what types functions return, what properties classes have, and what can throw. Finds logical impossibilities, like calling a method that does not exist on the type at hand. Okay, cool. The Mago process files in 3 stages: parse, semantic check, lint. The parse is intentionally tolerant, right? Okay, I'm getting bored already as I read the docs. I shouldn't be, but I am. Invalidating blah blah blah. I don't have any of that stuff. Oh, maybe I do. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, so we can do Mago lint then. Can we do Mago lint -- help or something? Okay, cool. Because I don't want it to change anything at this point. Yeah, we just do a dry run. Perfect. Huh? Didn't it say -D is dry run? Yeah. Have I? What? What? What have I? Oh, -- fix. Okay. Read the error, read the error, read the error, read the error, read the error. The following required arguments were not provided. -- fix. Why do I want to fix if I just want to dry run? I don't understand. Okay, so lint just... Oh, okay. Lint just reports every issue. Fix fixes the issues. Fix dry run tells you what it's going to do to fix the issues. Yes. I agree with you, Binary Kitten. Lint is lint. It's dry run by default. It just gives you a report. Perfect. I should know this. Okay. This is quite the... Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Lint output.txt. Perfect. And then let's open this in an editor that I can actually read. And then let's see what this actually means. Empty comments are not allowed. Okay, well then, is that an actual real thing? I mean, it's going to be, right? Okay, cool. We can just fix that. I'm happy. I'm just interested in what it finds. Like, I'm really interested in... It is very fast. It really is. See you, Marco. All the best to you and fam. Okay, so we're not allowed empty comments. That's fine. Like, I don't really care about empty comments in the code, particularly as, like, this particular empty comment, I believe, ships with the framework, right? These methods come when you just create a brand new install of the framework, I believe. But who cares, right? I don't have a horse in that race, so I'm very happy for that to be removed. Oh, yeah, I'm not reading it from here anymore. Declare strict types equals 1. I love that. I love that. I always want strict types equals 1 at the beginning of my files. That's awesome. Very happy with that. Declare strict types, declare strict types. I mean, this is... Okay, this is really, really interesting to me here. Because this is not PHP level opinions, right? This is not generic PHP level opinions. This is Laravel level opinions, right? Am I correct there? This is like something that is an opinion for Laravel. This isn't something that's an opinion for PHP. So is there a Laravel plugin, or does it just know about Laravel and under the hood? It's very interesting. Like, I don't know what recipes are. Does it tell me what recipes are if I... It's very, very interesting to me that Laristan installed. Do I have a Laristan installed? That's a very, very interesting thought. Because it's so long since I worked on this, I didn't think I was using Laristan. It did, yes, it did ask, so does Mago care understand about PHP coding standards from the fig? It does, Ken, yes. Actually, when we were initializing the tool in this directory, it asked us which coding standard we wanted to use, and we decided to use we decided to use PHP. I didn't know what it was. It's obviously detected that this is a Laravel app, right? I know that it did that early on in the init, but the fact that it knows that it's a Laravel app, like, it's obviously there's an integration for Laravel. I'm just really interested about how I got this out of the box completely for free. Like, that's so cool to me. I know I'm like pretty easily pleased saying this, but it's one thing it detecting the fact that this was a Laravel app. That's one thing. I love that. But it's also another thing for it to go, oh, this is a Laravel app. You should be using assert OK, or whatever it was, rather than you should be using assert OK rather than assert status 200. Like, and the pest plugin. Sorry, yes. Apologies, that is a pest test it's talking about. But it's wild that it comes with that out of the box. Like, I was hoping to see if there was a way that I could see what integrations there were. Like integrations. Ah, sweet. This is exactly what I wanted. Read the freaking docs. Yeah, it is a pest. I was confusing the pest stuff with Laravel, just to confirm. So it's the same idea, but it was so I'm still intrigued as to why it knows to do that, because that's not a PHP opinion. That's a tool opinion. So yes, Laravel, pest, same stuff. Read the docs, jeez. Yeah. I don't have a read the docs one, but we'll just go with this one again because, you know, it's pretty cool, right? Where can I? So, yeah, it has a pest library. That's really cool. I do think that is a, I do think that is like a really killer feature, because I know like Laravel has Laristan, which is a wrapper, but I think being able to do this stuff straight out of the box is really cool. And it's like, it's got some really, you know, the frameworks there. I don't know what some of these are, but, you know, Cake, Laminas, obviously Laravel, Symfony, some of the, you know, all of the big stuff you would expect in libraries. Drupal, Magento, CMS, WordPress. Yeah, I mean, that is so cool. That is super cool. Well done, Mago. Okay, literal password used here. I don't think this is a problem. So what it's, yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can hear the dogs going nuts. I don't know what the doggos, shush. Yeah, I mean, I'm not particularly fussed about that. We'd move it to an environment variable. It's in a test class, and we're not actually setting any password to be password. Maybe a bit more of a false positive, but, you know, so what? Yeah, I agree with you, Kat. It is say, well, no, what it's saying is we have a password set in it as a string, as a literal string. So we've got a password set in a string, which should We shouldn't be storing passwords in strings. We shouldn't be. The password thing is great. It'll tell you to add hash sensitive parameters like auth token. We'll come to fixing it shortly. Like I'm just pretty much, I'm not going to go through everything because I think there's like 4 million different things that it's caught, but I am very interested to see what kind of stuff that it's caught in general. Oh, I love this. Controller classes should be declared as final. Yes, they should. You shouldn't be extending controller classes, even if you're not of the super defensive programming Marco Pavetta school of thought. I do think that you shouldn't be extending controllers. There's no reason not to make them final. I agree. Okay, what's this? Query builder methods on model should be reached through an explicit query call. Calling a query builder method statically on a model is forwarded to a new query through call static. Start the chain with query. Calling a query builder method statically on a model is forwarded to a new query through call static. Start the chain with query. I don't understand what difference there is there. Maybe I don't need to. Maybe this is a point where my dev brain is like, yep, fine. Do I really need to know why, or is it fine to just understand that somebody's put that rule in who probably knows better than I do about this stuff? Probably that's acceptable to just go, oh, okay, it's not going to make a blind bit of difference to the code. We'll just do it, I guess. Controller class should be declared as final, unless anybody knows any more about that. Otherwise, I don't really care. Whoa, what is this? Warning. Use identity comparison instead of equality comparison. Yeah, that. But I thought this controller came shipped with I thought this controller came shipped with the framework. I don't think I've modified any of this stuff. I can see this file in the library, in the framework scaffolding, right? GitHub. I think there's a new project in there somewhere. GitHub. What does clicking the blue bar show you? It shows me that it's unconnected because... No, it doesn't. What does it show me? I don't know what it's showing me. I don't know. I don't know. We can look here though. What are we looking at? App HTTP auth app HTTP. Oh, okay. It does not come with. It does not come with the framework. Does it come when I install? Does it come when I do Breeze install or whatever? Do you know what I mean by that? When you do let's see Breeze. I'm just interested to know if that's being created by Claude or if that's being shipped with a framework, because I'd be incredibly surprised if that got shipped with a framework. I don't know. I don't know. And I guess we're going to never know. The starter kit, probably. Yeah, I would imagine. Hello, lunatics. How are you doing? Only a little late. It's still good. It's still good. It's interesting to know that I mean, I shouldn't get sidetracked here, but obviously I would 100% any static analysis tool to pick that up, right? That is BAD. It's a const, I believe. Yeah, it's not an enum. But I would expect any good linting tool or static analysis tool to pick that up. It's fine. What do you eat there? I think the puppy's eating like one of those plastic things that that is in the middle of a pizza box. When I put the recycling out this morning, it must have fallen out. He's like, I found something interesting to chew on. Good, since I've AC'd myself. Yeah, I've got the AC blasting as well. Awesome. Have a look, PK, BK, even see if you can find where that came from, if you're not too busy. The pizza table, is that what it's called? You said okay, so okay. Literal pass should not be sounding code. We're all good. Strict types. This closure can be simplified to a more concise arrow function. Awesome. I mean, I'm all for that. That's fine. I mean, it's in the tests. I know this is very telling, but I don't really care in the tests, to be honest. I'd go for readability over anything else. It's fine. It's potatoes, but if you're going to be having a tool to enforce this kind of consistency for you, because I don't care, I'm happy for it to happen. Blah blah blah. So it's status. I mean, it all looks pretty good to me. Am I getting too bored now? Yeah, make that final. This can be written more concisely. Using operators like plus equals or dot equals is more idiomatic and can be faster, especially for string concatenation. Use the question mark equals operator instead. Yes, do that. Yes. I mean, I don't care, but we get these new things in PHP.next, so why not use them? Awesome. I'm pretty happy with it, picking up opportunities for us to do that. It's pretty good. Query builder, question mark equals. I don't know what this operator is called. Does anyone know what this is called? What is called? Hello. As Jazz. What called? It seems your message was cut off. Yeah. Did you? Null assignment operator. Thank you. I'm trying to learn. You are not specific. What is called? Called. Called. Awesome. Yep, pretty happy with that. Strict types. Sensitive information. Right, I guess we get it to fix all of the stuff that's really easy to fix. And then question mark, null coalesce. I knew null coalesce. I didn't know null assign. And now I do. So when I'm talking to people in conferences, etc., and I say, oh yes, I use null assign and look smart. SMRT. I think we're pretty good. Redundant no op statement. I like this kind of thing, because this is the kind of thing I actually do quite often, even if I'm not a. Yeah, I mean, I've done that so many times, or I've just done that and then all tabbed out to something else. It's pretty cool. I mean, that's pretty normal to fix. Redundant no op. Strict types. I can't see that the sun's shining. Oh, we're nearly at the bottom. We might as well go to the bottom and see if there's anything more interested. Now, controller should be final. Controller should be final. Strict types. Controller should be final. Done. Okay, let's fix it. Let's fix it. Let's do dry run. I'm just interested to see how fast the can't you group the lint output by type /detection or shove it into an LLM's arse? You do you, lunatics. You do you. Let's do dry run, right? And do that back into the file again. What did I call it? Lint output.txt. I'm not going to go through everything, but I am going to check. Okay, that we detected, that we knew, that we knew. Okay, so this is just going to be using the query instead. As I say, it's so similar. Who cares? I don't know what the value is here. If I was any kind of a person, I would make notes and look these things up after, but you know, whatever. Yeah, yep. This is all good. Okay, so it's not going to fix the stuff like password as a string. So I imagine we're going to have to either fix those ourselves or add some kind of comment to ignore that. So, okay. So skip 36 potentially unsafe fixes. Okay, so let's take a look at what they would be. I'm assuming we can dry run them as well. Am I going into too much detail here? By the way, I've noticed a few days ago the latest PHP CS fixes Symfony rule set now removes declare strict types equals 1. It's quite weird, Matthew, right? It's an interesting one. It's an interesting conversation right there. Never too much detail. Thank you, Scott. Well, is there any reason why, do you know? Or is it just one of those things that has happened? Mago lint fix unsafe dry run. Let's take a look at, oh, yeah, and then pipe it into the file, right? Because I don't have the ability to read stuff in the console. So I guess, right, it's saying this is unsafe because it's a potentially not destructive. It's a potentially break and change fix. Because even though we are linting code here and we are going to be using static analysis and it should just fix everything, adding declare strict types equals 1 could potentially introduce bugs into the code, right? We could end up having errors by doing that, which is why it's considered an unsafe operation, I would imagine. Seems reasonable to me, even though I don't really know what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is all declare strict types equals 1. So let's apply those and then see what it says. Yeah, types are previously coerced, now throw type error. Yes, so it's unsafe, right? So when I run, by the way, as Jez, is that how to pronounce your name? Is the author or one of the authors of this tool? So thank you so much for coming to hang out. So Mago lint fix unsafe. So yes, you could get potentially unexpected side effects. Whereas if I fix the stuff that isn't marked as unsafe, there should be no conceivable side effects to the code, I'm imagining. Okay, so now we got 36 fixes. Now what happens when I lint? I'm imagining there's going to be still some problems here because I'm imagining the tool Mago can't fix some of the problems because there is no easy fix. Okay, consider making the classes final or abstract. It can't fix the password stuff. Yes, we know. Okay, so let's fix this first, right? Let's fix this. But because I'm way too lazy, I'm going to say make all controllers that are not abstract classes in final. We get Claude to do that for us, right? Who the hell? Mago, no, I'm okay for controllers to be final. I just couldn't be bothered to fix it myself. I'm just going to use my I'm going to use my junior dev to fix that for me. Plus, I can be drinking my coffee while Claude does the hard work. Yeah, you can edit anything you want, Claudie baby. Perfect. Suck on my vape. Okay, now we just have the password stuff in tests. The equality operator. Let's fix this because this we want to fix. This is this should be fixed, right? It's a genuine problem. So that should just be a strict comparison rather than a loosey goosey. Okay, I don't want to. I've installed the plugin, but I don't want to automatically run the plugin. Oh, we'll just disable the notifications for now. When that comes to bite me in the ass, when I'm like, why aren't I getting any of the pop-ups to tell me what's going wrong? Somebody remind me that I turned the pop-ups off because I'm lazy. Next version will be able to auto-fix Final Controller. See, now, what do you call that? Except for exceptional customer service. Thank you. Take care, Ben. Wonderful to see a few messages from you. We should hang out next time you're in the UK. I'm guessing already gone, but that's cool. Okay, status equals password. Right, that should now fix that. Now we should only have wrong passwords, right? Yeah. So I guess I want to tell Mago to ignore that. Now, is there any way I can do that automatically, or do I have to look up the code? Let's RTFM at this point, right? Rules, security, sensitive parameter, right? Is that? So if I add this, I don't know what, like no literal password in test. Okay, so thanks Az. So I can, in the toml file, I guess. Okay, let me figure this out. Let me figure this out. So you can ignore a rule in a specific directory, like no literal password in tests. Okay, that's what we need to do. I just need to figure out how to do it, right? So no literal passwords is not. Linter.rules.your rule hash name enabled equals true exclude equals. I don't know what that means though, BK. Sorry. You know that I'm like no literal password. This one here. Detects use of literal values of passwords attempted. Stolen passwords, blah blah blah. That's fine. It's in tests. We don't care. See the linter configuration reference in docs. Thank you. Perfect. Now then. So it's pretty much exactly that, but instead of using prefer static closure under linter.rules, we do no literal password, right? I'm not as stupid as I looked. So it goes under linter.rules here, and then we go prefer static closure, no. We go no literal pass. Words. I've forgotten it already. No literal password. No literal password. Does that look about right? Oh, we could try it and see. We could try it and see. Woohoo! Okay, now we have it in the code. So this is cool. It's been excluded from tests. This is not, I mean, I wouldn't say that it being in tests is a false positive, but the way that I've written my tests, I consider it as a false positive. Great. Now it's picked up an actual positive, which is awesome. And I imagine that's in the Cedar. Okay, this is also a false positive because this is not set in the password to hashed. This is saying that the password must be hashed. So this is not uh, me setting a password to a string literal. So can I just turn it off in this particular line? Like you know in PHP stan you can do like @ignore or some shit and okay, cool. So we have two answers which are exactly the same. I'm sorry, BK. I'm going to go with the tool authors. No literal password. This is false positive. This is awesome, though. Oh, look, it's still giving me this. I told you not to. Okay, cool. We still have this. I bet that's two things that are the same problem, and I only fixed one of them, right? Or is this a different file? Yeah, this is password reset link. Okay, perfect. Okay, cool. So I mean, we probably just want to add everything here because what did it do there? Oh, it's just changed the ordering and some others. Oh, it's changed the indentation. Fine. Show for is removed though. No, it's there. It's fine. It's just some styling. That's all good. Yeah, you're saying I prefer the expect one. You're saying expect this issue. You say tomato and I say potato. Let's call the whole thing off because whether you're saying expect it or ignore it, I don't care enough. Right, I'm adding all this. I'm adding that. I'm adding that. Yes. What's the difference there? White space change? Yeah, fine. I mean, I'm just showing off here because in all honesty, I would normally just add all of these without using -p. But, you know, now we do have tests, right? I am loosely looking at what the changes are. Oh, ignore is if this happens, ignore it. Expect is this will happen. If it does not, scream. Thank you very much. Sale artisan test. I mean, all the tests are failing, but I had no idea if the tests were passing beforehand. So who knows what that means? Oh, I see it in the database. These aren't tests that I would like it to be running anyway. We'll add that to the list of things to fix. Okay, cool. Now we can go on to the analyzer, right? This is where the fun begins. So let's take a look. Mago analyze. Is that how you spell analyze? Analyze. Analyze. Runs deep static analysis, including type checking, control for analysis, detection of logical errors. I guess it doesn't fix anything at this point. And static analysis doesn't normally fix stuff. So fill the output showing it's just, oh, there are some automatic fixes that we can have. That's interesting. That's pretty cool, actually. That is pretty cool. But we don't need to run it with in fact, let's do that. And then let's do, look how fast it is. This blows my mind. This absolutely blows my mind how quick that is. It's like, what the hell? Just like how? So it's found what? 86. It's found 373 issues, 215 errors, 155 warnings, and 3 help messages. 9 issues contain autofix suggestions. Awesome. So let's take a look at what it's found. This is going to be slow and steady wins the race. Small fixes like, yeah, $A nullable to B to A to B if A is known to be non-null. Gotcha. I can't see properly. The sun is on my screen. Missing override attribute on an attribute method. This register. Okay, so this is really interesting to me, this particular one here. So what is saying, what the static analysis tool, what Mago is saying is that this method overrides a method that's defined in the abstract class, right? Here. I mean, there's no changes. So we should add an attribute to say we override this. And why this is really, really interesting to me is that when we were working on a Java project, this was a convention that I think you have to use. I think it's constrained at the compile time level. I think. Are you still there, James? Was adding the annotation to say we're overriding something that's like part of base Java? Yeah, I understand that it saves parent drift. Thanks, Binary Kitten. I get it. I get what it. I understand what it does and what it is because we had to use it all the time when we were in Java land. I didn't know it was a thing in PHP. I absolutely did not know that it was a thing in PHP, which is really interesting to me. And it maybe shows that I've been working on a PHP 7.1 application for too long. And then Java before that, because I'm a little bit stale with PHP, which is why I'm doing this stream. But I didn't know there was a convention in PHP to do this. I genuinely didn't. I didn't know that we had attributes that were defined at the language level. Oh, that's not true. I did know that because of conversations I had in PHP Day when we were talking about RFCs and improvements to the language with Sarah Goldman. So I did know that there was a officially ratified list of attributes managed by PHP itself. But I didn't know that this convention was something that was kind of a thing. Hello, Joe. Nice to see you. Yeah, that's very, very interesting. And I don't know what I feel about that. I mean, what I feel is we should do it. Oh, this doesn't override something, and does it? Is my editor telling me? Okay, so it doesn't override. That's fine. Very, very interesting. At the very least, it's documenting that. Although I would imagine you should know that it's override because of this. But very interesting. Very, very interesting. Very cool. Undefined variable this. I love it. Let's see what this means. Variable this used here but not defined. Or is this because of pests? Weird way of injecting this at runtime. It does something really odd, pest, right? Does something really peculiar to make this code work. This is not normal. This is not. Yeah, it is. Pest does something really weird with setting the scope before it runs the test, so that it reads more like just tests, right? I'm actually a relatively big fan of this notation, but I'm not a massive fan of having scope injected at runtime. I mean, we get this lot. Is this because I've got the pest plugin installed, or how does PHP Storm know what's in scope here? Yeah, yeah, I agree. As it's this is akin to magic. Yeah. So the pest, it's okay. So the pest plugin is what's giving me code completion here, because the pest plugin tells PHP Storm essentially what the magic is happening at this point. So fine. I guess we would add an exception, add it to the baseline, do something along those lines. That's totally fine. I mean, if you're going to be using stuff that's magic at runtime, you're going to give up static analysis, I would guess. So it is what it is. Excuse me. Okay, and this is the same. You would suggest excluding tests from static analysis. That's a really, really interesting thought, because I've always included tests in my static analysis, because static analysis tools have found weird runtime bugs in my tests previously, because that's the way I roll. Or, for example, dead code in my tests, which arguably is unimportant because it's not going to get shipped to production. Talking about quality is still very difficult, even in 2026, particularly with the power of coding agents now. It's like it's more important than ever, but it hasn't got any easier to discuss. I mean, it's got a lot faster to run with tools like this. This is wild. Yeah, I think you're right, Daz. I think for the sake of this conversation, we'll be here all day, right? If we're analyzing static analysis problems that happen in tests too. So yes, I think that's fair. I just need to figure out how to do that. Okay, let's take a look at the reference for the analyzer, as we have been taught. Analyzer configuration reference, perfect. So it's just as simple as this then. So I don't want to do it at the excludes level. This will do it. This will exclude everything from the from linting and formatting, right? And I don't want to do that. So I just want to exclude So can I just add that under here? Can I just do this? Will that work? Is it one of these moments? Do we think? I mean, I think it might be. Oh, do you know what's happened, right? I pressed the button, but because, okay, this is an aside worth going down. I pressed the button, but because this is hosted, my overlays are hosted on Laravel Cloud, and I've got it at quite an aggressive sleep. So it spins down. So when I press it the first time, the whole thing has to spin back up. But when I actually press it the second and third time, it actually is quick enough. So yeah, I need to fix that. I need to set it to like an hour's sleep. What else do we have? Oh yeah, well, we have some new people here. I am available to hire if anybody has any work they need doing. I have a client who's finishing mid to end of July. And I have some time. So if you want me to come and work on your PHP or Java project, or even more interesting, if you want me to stream like this and create videos and write content about your product, I would love to go back and work in DevRel. So yeah, I am available to hire. End of assertion. Did I write it wrongly? Did I? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Tests. Yeah. Fair. And is it even called tests? Because I totally forgot if it's called tests or test. It is tests. Okay, so let's try it and see. As we were saying before I went on another aside. So it found 737 issues previously. Failed to parse. Config file. Unknown field. Exclude. Yeah, okay. Excludes. Me bad. Okay, cool. So now it's found 179 issues. So I immediately halved the number of issues because that's the kind of pro programmer I absolutely am. I can fix issues like. So let's take a look at the output again. Okay, so I am using, or I should say Claude is, but I'm the one maintaining the code, so it's up to me to actually say that it is me. Then I am using the Laravel facade. Now, I wonder, can I tell it to just analyze one file, just for the sake of, is that something that I'm allowed to do here? I'd be interested. Yes, awesome. Awesome. Because now it makes it easier for me to see if my guess about how you would fix this is correct. So I have. What? How? Where did that come from? Convert facade call to dependency. Is that part of the updated Laravel PHP Storm plugin? I love that. I don't know what to do there. Like I was going to say if I. Yeah, I knew the PHP Storm had the Laravel plugin by default, but I've never seen that before. I was going to say import because sometimes importing the oh, it is being imported. Okay. Interesting. So what is it because it's because the framework method does not have a return type hint, I'm guessing, right? What are we looking at? Illuminate support facades off. Yeah. Doesn't have a return type hint, right? That's why this is Laravel getting dependency injection. Made me smile. Made me smile. It does have dependency injection, yes, but we have these facades. It's int string null. Okay, yeah. So what I would do to fix this when I was a real programmer, and I'm sure you'll remember this, Binary Kitten, because we did it a lot in the project we worked on, is to say something like that. But that probably is overkill in this instance. But the ID method has the return type. Yeah, but it has a return type that's too wide, right? If the return type, so if we go to the ID method, it has no intrinsic return type defined in the code, which is weird on its own. But it could return a null, it could return an int, it could return a string, right? So at this point, ID is an int, null, or a string. And then we pass it into where. Okay, it is accepting a mixed value. Let's read the error again. Oh, yeah, is it the, oh no. This magic method is documented but may not be callable. Okay, so it's not even a type thing that I'm so this, what it's saying is this is documented but isn't this is a documented method, but it can't be statically analyzed because it's not an intrinsic method. Subclass replies. This would be a hard error, yeah. This is again to do with Laravel's magic. This is to do with the way the Laravel facades, because it doesn't have the yeah, exactly. It's to do with the way that Laravel bootstraps the facades. Sorry, I got completely distracted with completely the wrong error because whilst it's very unlike me, I didn't actually read the error and picked out 4 keywords and then assumed I knew what the problem was. So what I wonder what convert facade to callable. Like the auth manager. Will that work? Like, does that actually work if you... It's on the parent facade, yeah, but it does something I don't remember, and I'm not going to go way into another tangent all the way over here again. But I do remember that the way that Laravel bootstraps facades is defined in the service provider. Or no, it is. It's defined in the base service provider, isn't it? I can't remember, and I've read the code before, but I would be interested to see if fixing this by not using the facade actually fixes the problem, because that's really interesting to me. So if we log in with a super secure username and password, I mean, it appears to work, right? We're in the dashboard controller. So if this wasn't going to work, it wouldn't work. And this is a lot cleaner for me, I think. Like, I would love to start using the dependency injection over the I would love to start using dependency injection over the facades. It's so much cleaner. What was the last comment? We don't need it as a property on the constructor, etc., as the invoke is DI'd. I don't understand what you mean, sorry. Like you're saying that we could pass it in here instead of passing it as a, like we could do this. So, yeah, but not that. Is that what you mean? Yeah, I hate that. I absolutely hate that. We'll keep it as constructor argument. It's fine. So now we should see that we have less. It's interesting to know, Kat. Honestly, that is really interesting to know. But in this instance, not a big fan. Okay, so we want to exclude this stuff from DI, right? Is there? Where is it loading this? We don't want. So these are the Laravel idea helper classes that help give you code completion. So I don't know why it's thinking. Oh, I know why. Because exclude vendor, and yeah, I think we've excluded vendor, right? But I didn't know that Laravel idea. I mean, we should exclude vendor. Includes. Oh, includes vendor. Interesting. Like, is that gonna have a problem with it not being able to know the types of stuff that's coming back and things? Try it and see, isn't it? It's the only way. I don't know where Laravel idea. I guess it's in .id. .idea. They're all XML files, though. Getting distracted again. It's fine. I don't know. Okay. Something weird's happened because I don't see those weird. I meant to exclude only the Laravel idea. So if I exclude vendor, sorry, I know this isn't a one-on-one conversation between you and I, so that I can learn your amazing tool. But if I exclude vendor, does that exclude it from being what we would call indexed when I worked at PHP Storm? Like, or does it just exclude it from linting, static analysis, etc., etc.? Because it didn't attempt to lint it, did it? It didn't attempt, even when it was in include, it didn't attempt to lint it or statically analyze it. But I assume it's still indexing it. Otherwise, how can it? It includes equals not my code, but index it. Gotcha. Excludes equals don't index. So we do need it to be indexed though, right? So probably what we should do here is, because if I'm imagining it, if I don't index it, then how the hell can I statically analyze my code that's calling code from in vendor? Because I don't know the return types of the libraries I'm using in vendor to be able to figure out if my code is safe and type safe particularly. So we have to index it, but what we don't want to do is index the Laravel idea. The Laravel idea. Yes. Mate, that's perfect. Thank you. That's exactly what I thought. That's exactly what I thought. And any opportunity for a learning moment is great. So we want to exclude. So I'm assuming I can do include all of vendor, but then exclude Laravel idea. Again, it's another moment for trying it and see, I guess. But okay, cool. So now we're down to one error on this file, which is nice. Thank you so much for your time, by the way. Really, really appreciate everybody hanging out here. So, return type illuminate contract view is less specific than the declared return type illuminate view. Yeah, it should be returning the contract, right? That's what the contract exists for. So I think to fix that, we literally change this to be that. I would imagine. Because I would imagine like they can't in a contract, but we should be hinting on the interface, because that means I can return a view, any of the views, right? That's totally fine. Yes. As just providing support direct from the swimming pool. Yeah, I hope so. That would make me feel less guilty about monopolizing your time, but it's all good. Okay, so this should now pass. Perfect. Now then, how long have I got left? I got 30 or 40 minutes. Let's pick a few more of these though and work through them, because should we see which ones it can fix automatically? Because it can fix some stuff automatically, right? Claude is having a panic attack. Why? It's like, stop using other tools. Use me. Use me. Okay, so let's pipe this out to the analyzer output file so I can read it in my editor. Okay, so loads of the stuff is adding override, which I love. Like, I am not one of those people who, no, it's literally erroring. What? Oh, because I'm getting a notification in my tab here. Cat, is that what? YouTube smashing Twitch for the chat in today, by the way. I'm so glad I streamed on YouTube as well. Twitch have been so quiet. Boring Twitch. Okay, so loads of these are adding overrides, which I love. I'm not a big believer in the old, visual debt, blah, blah, blah. No, I think if it's a convention in PHP that has value, we should use it. So, loving that. No. Oh, I see. Sorry, Kat. You were being informative to me, and I was being a dick back. I do apologize. David Stockton, I haven't seen you for years, my friend. I miss hanging out with you at conferences too. I really do. I have to make more of an effort. Gotta go, sorry. Thanks, cheers. Congratulations. Mago looks really interesting. Cheers. See you, Matteo. What did you say was status? .claude.ai. It's one of those moments. Status.claude.com. Oh, okay. I think the status page is having a panic attack as well. You haven't been to any since? I think this t-shirt was from around 2012, 2017. You'll have to tell me. What's it say on the back? I don't know if you could see that. Oh, yes. Well. The issue's been identified, a fix is being implemented. There goes everyone's productivity, except for mine, because I don't need Claude anymore. I only need chat. 2015. I got fed up of commenting because you kept ignoring me. Sorry, James. Okay, so let's fix the override stuff. And then let's see what we've got left. Beautiful. So now we want to analyze again, right? 145 issues. Let's take a look at what they are. Okay, return type is too general. So now this is where I would normally ask Claude to fix this for me, but actually PHP Storm can fix this for me. So that's completely fine, because if we go into controllers, app HTTP controllers, right? And then if we assume, see, like all of these are importing this and they should be importing that. So we should be able to say in controllers, find this, find that, and replace it with that, right? Only in controllers. That should fix this, I would imagine. And the good news here is, the really interesting thing here is that my static analysis should tell me if my fix breaks anything else, right? Let's pretend it will and just do it. Replace. Resurrect chat codes when is the question. It's almost like I've been working on that recently, Cat. Okay, so let's see if that has fixed those problems. Too many arguments. I love these. I love this stuff. Too many arguments. Like, this stuff is so cool because I don't know why PHP doesn't error when you pass in too many arguments, if I'm honest. But, you know, maybe it shouldn't, maybe it should. Did Claude give it a makeover? Yes, Craig, weirdly, because I hit that problem where I couldn't get it running with any I couldn't, there was a problem where I couldn't get it to compile with the latest version of Maven. That is what the newest version of the IntelliJ IDs supported, and I was just like, oh, I don't know how to fix this. Maybe for everything to be potentially variadic. Yes, that is fair. That is fair, Dave. Yeah, it is. But let's take a look at this. Yeah, it's because it's saying you can either pass an array of data in, or you can pass a string, or you can pass a comma delimited set of arguments, and it'll use function get arguments, which I guess a fix is to do this, to like pass it in as an array instead of relying on it calling function get args. I mean, let's see if that fixes it. I'm imagining it should fix it. Oh. I that overlay just completely that overlay just completely spun me out because I forgot it even existed. So you don't have to do that, Kat. Kat, I love you to bits and I appreciate you, but there was absolutely no need for you to sub for me. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing it for self-promotion. But honestly, thank you so much. You know, you're amazing. Now we have to sit here through the Grange Hill. You're a very, very kind person. You're a very, very kind person. Father Dev, I haven't seen you for ages. Very good. Unlock a random emote. We've got emotes here, right? Have we got emotes? How do I do emotes? How do I do channel emotes in Twitch? You did it. You did it. You did it, Craig. How did you do that? I just leveled up last Friday. Yeah, we just got distracted from the tech while we wait for the 10 Grange Hill noises to come through. How did you do that? I've forgotten how you do that. Gee, oh yeah, because I changed my channel and I didn't change my emotes, right? Is that what it is? Yeah. Yeah, I normally do it using... Right, that's enough now. Stop. Thank you. I normally do it using colon and then it gives you code completion. Yeah, anyway, stop getting distracted. Rapid in array is the correct answer. It's a classic issue with PHP dark app parameters have no fully reflecting actual behavior. Some things you can use type patches in Mago to improve the vendor's typing for. Yes. Yes, indeed. Okay, so let's take a look at this. And this is me now learning rudimentary PHP while I... Okay, so it does not know, it is not inferring the... It's not... It has no way of knowing what type user is at this point, right? It's inferred it to be mixed. That's what the problem is. Classic static analysis problem. So I don't even know where user is coming from here. This is absolutely code that's been generated by Claude, I would imagine. Oh, it's being passed in. So it's being passed in as a parameter from password reset. I understand. As a part of this callback, it automatically gets injected in, right? So we should only be having a app model user at this point. We shouldn't be passing anything through to yes. Sorry. As you know, Kat, what I love while I love the 10 the 10 gifted subs, you know that I just talk to myself whilst I'm figuring stuff out, and then you answer the rhetorical questions I ask of myself, which is awesome, because then I look at chat and go, oh yeah, I was right, because Kat told me I was right. Users coming through the password reset method, which calls a closer. Yes, I understood, but we should be able to type that on user model, because you should never be getting past anything but a user model in there, or this will fail. This will fail otherwise, right? So let's see if that's fixed that. Now, yes, it has. In all honesty, like I would get Claude to fix this in the real world, but what I actually want to do is to figure out, is to understand what these problems are, so I can understand what problems are from the framework and which ones are from Claude's code generation. Massive thunder. Can you hear my dogs, by the way, or is that the Come here then. What are you doing? What you barking at? What you barking at? Huh? What you barking at? What you barking at? Who's there? Who's there? What you barking at? What you barking at? What you barking at, beastie dog? Be quiet there. Dogs are better than people. Certainly all dogs are better than you, Asgrim. Yes, I would agree. Right, I got distracted by dogs. Ambiguous property access password on Illuminate HTTP request. Okay, cool. So let's take a look at that. So this is because it uses, I know what this is, right? The HTTP request object. Yeah, they're barking out because they want me to pick them up again. What are their names? This one is called Tina. And the black puppy is called Hiccup. That's not my names. That's the names that they came with when I adopted them. This is using magic methods, right? So what this is essentially saying is request. This is part of Laravel, right? Does it use as a request object? Should we be accessing this not using a magic method is what I'm asking, or is the static analysis, is this being injected somewhere that, like in the bootstrap, that the static analysis doesn't know? Let's take a look. So it's got an array access, which that would not be because it's trying to access it as a property, right? So is this set in magic undeclared properties at some point? Request validated password. So has it been validated? I don't see validate. Oh, maybe Symfony request has validated. Validated. I don't know if that's a method that exists. Let's yeah, it's in the trait. It doesn't appear to be. Potential polymorphic call. I'm interested to see what Mago says about this now. Potentially polymorphic call. The code may be inoperable depending on the actual class instance passed in the argument. Let's see what, let's just analyze this file for now, because invalid argument for type 1 of hash make expected string but found mixed. Okay, so that's because the return type hint on validated is not the same as the return type on. But validated at this point, right? Validated, we must be validating it against these sets of rules, right? So we know that the password exists and adheres to these defaults, which rules password defaults. I'm guessing is going to be this. Minimum size 8. Okay, cool. So at this point, we can assume that this is a string that requests input. Okay, cool. Thank you. But we do want to pull out the validated input here, right? I don't remember. You saying Mago sounds too much like Marco. Let's see what Marco says about this. Marco says make it final. I mean, yeah, I always say let's see what Marco says about this. Does this give us the validated input though? Or does this just fail because of the request? Does this, I don't remember how Laravel works. Does Laravel automatically surface up an error if the validation fails so we don't reach this code? Or do we have to handle these errors ourselves in the controller? I believe calling this is enough to throw an error, right? I believe. Yeah, it throws an exception. Perfect. So if we get this far, we know the password is already valid. But we don't, we need to tell we need to tell our code, we need to confirm that with our code, right? Or do we just, because there's two ways I can think of doing this. Like it has to be a string at this point because we've passed the validation here, right? I know this is probably not going to tell the static analysis tool that it is a string. Oh, it does. It does work. Okay. I don't know if that's the right thing to do here. Asgrem, do you remember, remember when we were working on input is fine? Yeah, but is it fine? It returns mixed. So we have to, do we assert here? I don't remember what we used to do when we worked on the PHP project I worked on previously when we were using SAN. You've got nothing inside hash make. Yeah, I mean, that's also a quite severe problem where maybe reading the freaking error would be the more sensible thing to do rather than signing mixed type to a variable may lead to unexpected behavior. Okay, so password reset is giving us a mixed error at this point, I'm guessing. Yeah. Why would this give you a mixed error? I don't understand. Like, who would write? At this point, it says it returns a string. This is in the library code, right? I'm not, yeah. This, we'll call the given callback with the new password. So this returns the new password. I'm off to tangent land. I'm not off to tangent land. What's happening here, right, is the facade says that reset returns mixed, right? We've got it here, right? Because the facade is just literally giving us the methods in the doc block. It's not, it's because the facade literally just magically calls the method we call on the actual implementation of the class that we've got from the container. So in order for our ID to know what is going on, we import the facade so we get code completion. But the actual class returns a string. Can we use, yeah, we could just convert this to a dependency, right? But you're not using the return. Oh, what happened? Hello? Hello? My my monitor went off and therefore my screen mirroring went off. Hello? Oh. Dog sitting on lead issue, possibly? Yes. Dog sat on lead issue. Woof woof. Stream overheat. No, it hasn't overheated. Just something really weird's gone on here. Like, I can fix it, sort of. But we shall see. Talk amongst yourselves while I fix the puppies. The puppies are innocent. Yeah, the puppies are innocent. This is coming from there, and this is going into the in. That's correct. If I plug this in there, is this going to work? I think my capture card is just bummed out. Now, there's power. There's a light on there now. So, maybe it's working again? Maybe it's working again? It's working now. I can see it here. Are you talking amongst yourselves? Puppies are the best. They are. Stream overheat. I don't think it's overheated. How do I split my... Okay, this is going to be weird. You can't see or hear me now. I'm still here. I'm just fixing something on a different scene. Sorry. Oh, you can hear me. That's good to know. I didn't know if my mic was on this scene or not. Apparently it is. Reboot universe. I'm not rebooting. Now this is different. The colors are like really way off for me, but I think bring back the purples. No, I'm not bringing back the purples. The purples was my IntelliJ, so that I knew which ID I was in. I fixed it. It's all good. I fixed it. We don't need to hear Gary, just the puppies. Yeah, there it is. I don't know where they are. I think they went out onto the balcony. It's so warm. I'm going to go and sit outside a pub and drink beer at 5 o'clock. And you can't stop me. Okay. Let's remember where we were. But you're not using the return from reset, right? I am not using the return from reset.
Got it. Yeah,
Gemini. I'm not using... Yeah, I am using the return from reset, yes. I think we need to... I think the way to fix this is to not use the facade. Like... think just the way to fix this is to just say, well, we'll just stop using the facade, because if my memory was correct, the actual reset from the actual implementation, not the facade, had the correct return type in. So getting rid of the facade, allows us to get rid of a facade. I'm running over a lead here, so everything might go black again. A, it lets us get rid of a facade, which is good, and B, it solves our problem. How are we looking? No issues found. This is fun. By the way, the upshot of everything that I'm going to say here, I'm going to go for another, like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. Where's my vape? The upshot of this is that in my side project that I actually am selling to somebody, I don't do any of this myself. I just get... Why am I all the way over there? I don't do any of this myself. I just get Claude to do this for me before they commit. So at least I know, even though I'm not eyes on all my lines of code, I know that if I do go to get eyes on all my lines of code, it should be in a format that I am familiar with had I used Mago more often. Unhandled runtime exception. We're okay with this, I think, because I'm assuming that exceptions in Laravel bubble up and it has an error handling. So I think we're okay to just add this as a throws, personally, because we know that the framework handles this. Normally, PHP Storm picks this stuff up as well, though. It's weird that PHP Storm hasn't gone unhandled exception. Is PHP Storm... hang on. Okay. Is PHP Storm like just ignoring this because it's part of Laravel? I mean, is everyone still there? Have I broken the stream, by the way? Or can you still... No, okay, David. It's a function that is the function that throws annotated with throws? No. Is that what it is? This is too deep for PHP Storm to detect. Oh, I was looking at this file, wasn't I? Come on, behave. Unhandled exception, runtime exception. So this should be good enough, right? I'd be interested to know. All good here. Where dogs? Yeah, I just want to stream where I hold the dogs up for 20 minutes. If that's the case, I think PHP Storm doesn't care then. Fair. Yeah, it's two different levels of static analysis. Yeah, of course, people are going to say yes to that. That's not... I don't even know where they are. I think they're sunbathing. Yeah, here they come. Fine. All the effort I've put into doing a technical stream, and all people want to do is for me to hold the dog up for... You boiling? And you boiling? Oh. She's laying on my lap now. Right. Fine. Let's see if that fixed that error. And then, hopefully... No, it didn't fix the error. Unless it's a different error. Right, let's just run against this class in the command line. Potentially unhandled exception, validation exception in store. Okay. So let's actually read. So it could throw. Do I need to do another throws here, right? Method logout does not exist on type eliminate contracts auth guard. Show the logout method is defined in the interface, right? Let me read that again. Method logout does not exist. Oh, okay. So it's here. Line 48. So once again, using the... oh, you're still on dogcam. Sorry. Sorry. You didn't miss much. Sorry, not on code scene. Once again, using the facade. It's going to be the auth manager, right? I would imagine, because that's going to be the contract's going to be the... Using the facade causes more errors than it. And then we have an unhandled runtime exception in destroy. So we can just do this, because we know that Laravel handles this for us. What? Oh. Method logout does not exist on type illuminate contracts auth guard. But this auth manager does not have a logout. Oh, it's from what's being returned from guard, right? That's the problem. So guard is going to return either guard or stateful guard. And our static analyzer is saying is only picking up the first. I mean, maybe stateful guard has. Can I open that? I wish I can I read this as like code rather than... Yeah, okay. So stateful guard has a logout, but guard does not have a logout. So I guess what it's saying here is that if we return a guard, which the code type hints are saying we could absolutely be returning a guard, because the code says we're either going to return a guard or a stateful guard, then we don't have a logout method. So it's a genuine catch, right? It's because our code is saying it could be this or it could be that, then there's that's the problem there. I'm going to just do one more thing before I quit. And what I'm going to do is do this. I'm going to say to see what Claude thinks about fixing this out of pure interest and brazenness and comedy value, or whatever you want to say. When I run static analysis on the one file, it gives me this error. How would you fix it? Because I'm interested to see, given that I now rely on Claude to fix the... I'm going to bail. I've hit 34 degrees in the office. Beautiful to see you, Kat. We should meet up soon. And thank you so much for the gifted subs. The stream's only going to run another 10 minutes, so no dramas. But lovely to see you. While Claude is thinking about this, I'm going to press this button and remind you all that I am available for hire from the end of July. Remember, if you know anyone who needs some help, full-time, part-time, remote, hybrid in the UK is fine to hit me up, gary@rove.com. So what is Claude saying that we should do here? Guard. Yeah, okay, I agree with this. Like, asserting that it's a stateful guard is fine, I think. But doesn't an assertion, can't an assertion giving you runtime errors? Assertions don't give you runtime errors, right? They can be turned off. So assertions can be turned off to give only warnings in prod, which I guess isn't good or bad. I don't really know what I'm thinking about. I mean, it's not wrong, right? But oh, you fixed it. Okay. It's interesting, right? Because I don't have a problem with that. I'm just concerned that this would not give an error at runtime. But then I guess this would give an error anyway. So what value are you doing by adding the assertion before trying to call the method? Assertions can be turned off by PHP. Exactly. And so here's my question, right? If at this point now, guard could be an instance of guard, or it could be an instance of, if I could spell guard, or it could be an instance of stateful guard, right? We've agreed upon that. But what's the value of this line? Because it's going to error in prod if it's turned on, or this is going to error in prod. Like, either way, we're erroring in prod. So I know they blow up in tests, yeah, and yes, tests is a good example. And yes, David, I do agree it's mainly for the static analysis, but it's for me, and this is one of the things that I would love to understand more about using these tools. And I am a big fan of these tools, and I'm fully bought in. But for me, what we're doing here is we're adding code just to appease the static analyzer, not because appeasing the static analyzer improves the quality of our code necessarily. I hope that I'm like explaining myself. Like, let's put it this way. If instead of doing this, we did this, if we did this, right? If we did that, I understand the value. I understand the value of this code here. Because what we're doing is we're throwing an exception with a more useful error that will allow us to fix this if we see this in our production logs. This is kind of useful for us to narrow down the error. So, oh, this should never throw, but it is throwing. So we've got a problem somewhere in this code here with what's being returned. Whereas this may or may not give us an error in production, and we may just end up getting a really weird error here, method not found, log out. Does that make sense? It improves discovering your ID too. Good. Basically, once you're past the assert, guard can only be stateful guard. I understand. I understand that, yeah. When you throw, it's another code path you have to test for something you are confident is of a specific type, yeah. So I'm okay with this. I just feel like it's appeasing the tool for the sake of appeasing the tool rather than appeasing the tool because it leads to an improvement in our end product. And that's okay. That's okay. I can live with that. I was just wondering if I was mistaken, essentially, because I am quite often mistaken. Ideally, you're finding if there's any possible way to get guardian testing before prod. The assert goes to runtime hit, unlike the instance of. Yeah. Look, the point here is that if we were writing this code and we owned stateful guard, if we owned this code, the fix here would be to not return two types from this method, right? Because this is a code smell for me. This either returning a guard or a stateful guard is a code smell. So if we owned this code, the fix would be to fix this code, right? And I assume this, yeah, is part of the framework. So I guess what we're doing is we're saying, well, we don't own this code. So in that case, let's do an assertion here, because essentially what I'm guessing is every time you call auth guard with web, you get an instance of stateful guard back, right? That's pretty much what I'm imagining. And sorry, this is just literally just me trying to understand the problem here. Wrap it up something that deals with the vendor multi returns and you then use that. Yeah. The wrapper just returns stateful guard. I agree. That's the better fix here. But anyway, it's nearly 4:15. I am going to the pub at 5. It's pool night. Do you know what? Let's do this. Let's just do this while we're here. While I'm just wrapping up, run Mago analyze on this project and recommend to me which errors you would fix first. Do not alter the code. Let's see what. Like, the interesting thing for me here would be if I was writing this code, and this is no slight on Laravel, I'm absolutely not saying that. Don't tweet this clip or whatever. Is Twitter still a thing? Don't Mastodon this clip, Blue Sky this clip, share around the world. Because I'm not saying that Laravel is bad, but if I was writing this API, I would do WebGuard. I don't know, whatever else there is, CLI guard, whatever. I can't spell guard, can I? That's what I would do personally, rather than having a single method that takes a string to decide what guard to return. I've probably confused. Okay, so this is what Claude thinks we should fix. Non-documented properties, 60 hours, fix first. All from the pain model having no property doc blocks. We can fix that with the ID generator, I think. Once pain has its property tag, expect most of these to disappear for free. Okay, that's interesting. Non-existent method, 1 error, high priority. This is a genuine bug risk, not just a documentation grab. 3 non-existent method. Which one is 3? We'll have a look now. Type mismatch inside of property. Okay, that's fine. Fix the pain model property doc blocks first. It's one file and resolve the foundation. Interesting. Good job, Claude. But I would like to know what this was. Yes, I am going to end the stream shortly. Sorry. Oh, we just were talking about this though, right? This is exactly the same problem as we just fixed in a different file. Why is it still, it didn't fix this, did it? Is that what we're saying? No, no issues found. That's fixed. Weird. Weird that it's still thinking that. Did it run the, yeah, it did analyze it. Very, very peculiar. Maybe there was more than one non-existent method in that file and I'm an idiot. Yeah, there was. Okay, so we fix this by doing that, I guess. Does that fix that problem? Oh, you did clip it. Yeah, of course you did. So you got suckered into my this. Okay, now we've got different cascading errors, which is the whack-a-mole of static analysis. Fantastic. Thank you so much for hanging out. I've had a ball. I'm going to try and stream more often, at the very least, because I'm trying to get another developer relations job, and streaming is a useful thing for me to do. But it's been nice to see everyone. Friendly faces, new faces, people on YouTube. That's something new, right? We've had people on YouTube come and hang out. That's awesome. But yeah, thank you very much. And I will see you all soon. Hang out in the Discord if you want to know in advance when I'm likely to be streaming.